What's up, everyone? John here with Motivation Theory Running, here to talk to you about my top 5 things that I love about ultramarathons. But first, a quick story. 6.5 years ago, January 24th, 2015, I uploaded my first video, 2 minutes, 57 seconds long, threw some music in the background, had my old GoPro Hero 3. It was shaky, wrong aspect ratio. It was called Running 11, super creative. I was running 11 miles, and it was part of a series that I was putting together because I had really just fallen in love over the past year at that point, starting in like 2014 with trail running and getting into ultra marathons. And so I started this Come Run With Me series that I was bringing the camera along, talking to people, sharing my experiences with running trails and running in general. And that was the birth of this channel 6.5 years ago. And basically I was doing that to kind of find my tribe, to share my experiences, find my tribe. I don't have running friends. At that point, I had 0 running friends. No one ran, and definitely no one was wanting to run ultra marathons of those distances that I was running and training. So I started a channel to kind of just to do that. Find my tribe, motivate people, motivate myself with accountability. You guys know me. I talk about that all the time. And that's what kicked off my love for ultramarathons and sharing it with a community of like-minded people. And that brings me to the very first reason I love running ultramarathons, and that is they are predominantly on trails. I love nature. I grew up in the woods, playing in the woods, and I love running for the most part. Not so much on the roads. It's a necessary evil. But when I put kind of my love, my super extreme like of running with my extreme love of nature, it just kind of came together to this kind of confluence of just excitement and never ever regretting a run on the trails at all. Every run I run on the trails is a good one. I don't ever come off a run from the trails and been like, that was awful. It could be hot, it could be hard, but I never complain. Not like I do when I run on the road. So running on the trails is just kind of like therapy to me. If it's near water, even better. Number 2, this one, it's a little bit of controversy because it causes a little bit of controversy. It's a question we get all the time when you run ultramarathons. Running ultramarathons isn't always running. There's some walking. There's some power hiking, as we like to call it. Yes, it's okay to power hike in ultramarathons unless you're just one of the people that have been touched by God with the ability to run 50 or 100 miles without stopping, without walking, without power hiking. More power to you. But most of us, 99.9% of us, are walking a good amount of it. Power hiking the hills, the vert will tear you up. And I love that part of that. I love the ability to take the pressure off, to just walk, to enjoy power hike, slow down. You don't get that in marathons. You don't get that in half marathons or any of the races below. It's run, it's sprint, it's run as hard as you can for the entire race. And if you're walking, it's thought of as a failure. Ultramarathons, it's not thought of as a failure. So having the ability, the acceptance of walking, power hiking, I keep saying walking, power hiking, in ultramarathons is definitely a major reason why I love the sport so much. I'm able to slow down, take care of myself, and just enjoy the ability to be out there, enjoy the atmosphere, and just enjoy the experience. Number 3, if you've been watching this channel, I talk about food a good amount. I love food. I love snacks. I love eating. And ultras, that's a large part of it. Fueling. You got to fuel yourself to go far. You have to. You have to square that away. You have to figure out how not to make yourself sick. You have to figure out how to get enough calories in you, and you need to kind of figure out when you're going to need it. It always is changing, and it's something you're always working on. So eating is a large part of ultramarathons, and I've even heard the saying that ultramarathons are an eating contest with running in the middle, and I like that. It's fun. I like the ability to try out lots of different foods, and I've narrowed it down. I've dialed it in over the years of what is good for my stomach and what is not, what is good for my body to take in calorie-wise, and what I'm able to kind of digest easily for energy, and what I cannot, and what will make me sick. I love eating. If you can make that and join that with a sport, guess only sport eating, like, right? That would be the other sport, but I don't like feeling that full. That's not fun. But you can burn off the calories as you're running. That's a good thing about ultras. You're definitely burning off more calories than you're taking in. Number 4, the need to plan, the need to figure out logistics. That's one of my favorite parts of ultras, is there's a whole nother section of outside of just physically moving yourself, outside of figuring out fueling. There's the logistics. It's figuring out the gear you're going to need, which is another part of this. This is like part 2, 4.2. Figuring out the gear you're going to need. That is a huge part of this, from running shorts to shirts to all of the ointments and things you're going to have to put on yourself to drop bags and aid stations and what you're going to need to put at what aid station. If you have crew, where the crew's going to be, figuring that out. Just figuring out your caloric intake and where you probably would need certain things, where you need to change shoes, poles, hats, glasses, headlamps. There's just so much to figure out. And that part of ultra marathons makes ultra marathons just have a whole nother layer to the onion that makes it exciting, makes it not just boring, monotonous running all the time, because there's plenty of that. But it does give you something else to think about. And honestly, when I'm out running, I'm thinking about that all the time. And if anybody's ever prepared for an ultramarathon, that's the most stressful part about running the ultramarathon. It's not actually running it, it's the planning. It's getting all of the stuff together, the gear together. What are you going to need? What should you bring? You don't want to bring too much, but you want to make sure you bring enough. And is everything in the right bag, the right drop bag for when you might need it and what mile? Planning for your crew. What do they need to know? Maps, instructions, with how to deal with you as a runner and what you might need, and just being able to troubleshoot for you when your brain is completely lost its mind. Does your brain lose its mind? No. When you lose your mind and your brain's lost its ability to do its job, you have your crew there to help. So that part of it is super interesting. It makes ultras that much more fun. Number 5, the people. The people are awesome in ultramarathons. Trail runners are awesome. Runners in general are pretty cool. But meeting people out there, the community is just second to none. There's such a diverse amount of people, or diverse kinds of people out there. I'll get it out. That make the sport enjoyable. I have never had a bad time in an ultra. Anytime I've ever paired up with another person and kind of ran with them for a long time, you get to know them really, really well, and it makes it enjoyable. I've never regretted spending time with another human running. It just, something about it leaves a permanent imprint on your soul and on your heart for that person. You're going to always remember that person. You're always going to remember the stories you tell, because you'll share a lot more with that person you're running with, even if you don't really know them. You'll share a ton with them than you would any other stranger. You wouldn't just walk with somebody on the street and share your whole life story with them. But in running and ultras, you will do that. I've met so many cool people, so many nice people that just make me feel better about life and the earth in general, because you can kind of get wrapped up in the negativity that goes on. The running community has kind of changed that for me. It makes me become a lot more positive person. Like I said at the beginning, I formed this channel to kind of find my tribe, to find a group of people, a like-minded group of people that I could share my experience, my journey with, and kind of vice versa, that I could basically create a surrogate for running friends that I don't really have around me, I don't have ultra running friends around me too much that I can go just run with and share things with. You all have been that for 6.5 years, and that is something to me that is irreplaceable. It's super important. It is something that I take very seriously. I love this channel, and I know a lot of people probably have their opinions about content creators. I do this because I love to do it. I do this because I love to help people. I do this because I love to create things and share. That's why I do this. And I do this because I love to do all this with you, create something. We had the Motivation Theory Run Club. We got the shirts going on right now. If you don't have a shirt, I just got mine in. I got the very first one, founding member shirts. I'm only giving these out, selling these. I can't afford to give them all out through Teespring. So as long as I'm under 10,000 subscribers, as soon as we hit 10,000 subscribers, these are being taken down. So not too much longer. You can get the shirt, and on the back, so let's see if you can read it there. Life is long, or life is short, so run long on the back. That's what it's all about. It's about creating this community, and I hope to grow this for as long as I could possibly do this. This is something that's super special to me. You all are super special to me. I love doing this, and I love that all of you are on this ride with me, and that I'm excited to see where this is going to go. So I'm rambling now. I hope you enjoy this top 5 list. Leave your list below. Why do you love ultramarathons? Why do you love running? It doesn't have to be ultramarathons. Let's leave something positive down below. Why do you love doing this? And everyone can kind of read through all of the comments down there, and we can feel a little bit better today, get a smile on our face. So click right here. I will see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm not going anywhere. Take care.